Alright, so I'm going to share about how to get free from the ego. In spiritual context, we talk about transcending the ego, and I want to make it clear of what that really means and how we go about doing this and freeing ourselves from suffering and the illusion of separation. So first we got to realize that the ego is a part of evolution, and that is basically still with us right now, and it seems to cause havoc, it seems to cause problems and keep us in a lower vibration. And yeah, the ego does cause a lot of problems if you identify with it. And this is the key point of how to break free from the ego, is that you have to stop identifying with it and taking it as you. And if anything is as important as this regarding a spiritual practice, it is to disidentify with your mind, period. If you can realize that you are the awareness, you are the consciousness, the I am presence that is prior to the arising of a thought, then you have freed yourself from the ego. The ego only continues its seeming existence by giving attention to it, period. The ego only continues its seeming existence when we give our attention and our life force energy to it. If you can take your attention off your mind and simply rest as awareness and realize that the ego is just a thought, it is nothing to take seriously. It is only when we identify with it, with an illusion, that we then contract into fear, or what the Buddhists would call samsara, and we've now basically contracted all of our energy, all of our power, all of our focus and awareness onto this one thing that we're taking to be us. And this is a simple description of the difference between love and the difference between fear. So it's really this simple, is to realize that you are already love, and that love is another name for you, and that all of us are love, and that fear is just a thought. It is simply a thought popping up into your awareness just like popcorn, and then falling away. And if you can recognize and have so much awareness in this present moment, and just be as you are, you're immediately free from the ego. The thing is that it seems to fight back when you see it for what it is. And this is what we could call the demonic force, or the satanic force, or, all of these names that we've put on this energy that wants to pull us back down into illusion, into suffering, into addiction, into fear, into anxiety, into depression. It does seem as though there is a battle going on between love and fear, between angels and demons. But all I ask of you is to remember that you are not a part of this battle. You are actually the battlefield in which these forces are, going against each other. The angel on your shoulder telling you to do a kind act, and then that devil on your shoulder telling you to, steal something from the grocery store. This indeed seems to continue. But all I am pointing to here is that that is not you. You are the awareness. You are the beingness. You are this field of eternal nowness, which is simply just everywhere. It is the I am, which is everywhere present. And so really to get free of the ego is to just be as you are. And that there's nothing to solve, there's nothing to figure out. There's no shadow work to do. Because you are the light. You are the love. You are not the shadow. And you must remember that whenever this voice comes up and tries to convince you that it is you, you must be very vigilant and persevere over this energy. And simply remind it with love and compassion and gentleness that, hey, ego, I see you for what you are, but I realize that I'm not you. I am love, I am harmony, I am happiness, I am health, I am wholeness. And affirm who you are when this illusion comes up. So breaking free of what we call the matrix is ultimately to realize that you created the matrix. And that there is no matrix outside of you, because there is nothing outside of you. It's all going on within you. And if you can realize that the ego is made up, and this illusion of doom and of war and all of this negative energy is just not real, then you've immediately become the angelic awareness, which ultimately is what we all are. And this is extremely important to get, is that it's only when we call it mine, when we identify with it. I'll give you an example. Is you write something on the chalkboard, right? Money, car, wife, house, jewelry, clothing, whatever it is, whatever you think is yours is actually keeping you in bondage. Because you as an ego, you don't own anything. All of this is God's play. And that's what it means to be living in abundance, is ultimately you realize that your real self is beyond ownership. Like it's only when you say my car, my house, my wife, that you've now attached yourself to an illusion, and now that is siphoning your loving life force energy and is putting you into an illusory state. So a great practice to leave you with is that whenever a thought rises, you inquire, who am I? To whom did this thought rise? And then you'll realize that ultimately you are the source, you are the truth, you are the way, and you are the life that is prior to the idea that the ego actually even exists, and that the matrix is your own mind. And so to stop pointing outside of yourself that, oh, the politics, or this is a problem and the world's this way and that's why I'm feeling this way, you are keeping yourself in a victim state, in a state of lack, in a state of illusion, in a state of separation, and that there's only one way to rise into the light, which is to start to identify with the real self, with the self of love, the self of unity. And this is the I am presence that is ever present and waiting for you to recognize the truth of who you are. Peace, family. If you like this video, you can subscribe right here. I'll be sharing more videos on, I don't know, whatever I feel like sharing. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do next because even I don't have any idea. So I hope this served you and you can realize how you break out of the matrix and free yourself from the ego. And leaving you in the love and the light of the one infinite creator. Have a blessed now moment.